Just checking to see if I'm live. Give me a second. Excuse me. Yep, looks like I'm live. So, anyway, this morning here, and last night I was not doing that great in chess or pretty much anything else. But today's a new day, so let's see what we can do. Last time we did a lot of different stuff, including rook versus pawns. So now we're going to continue with bishop and pawn against bishop. So, here we go. This is on Chessable for anyone who wants to try it out themselves. The book is 100 Endgames You Must Know. And you really must know them. Well, some of them maybe are optional, but it's fun to know them. Okay, let's see. I think I can just put my bishop, like, right here. It's time for the curse of the alternate moves again. It's always time for the curse of the alternate moves. They probably want me to go, like, way far back, but I don't like this so much, since there's a chance that it could cut me off with bishop f5. Yeah, okay. That was pretty easy. Basically, you just don't want them to push the pawn. If they ever push it, you just take it, even if it's protected, because bishop and king cannot checkmate king. That would be too tricky. Okay, now here we don't really want to let their king get in. I mean, probably, even if that happens, we're fine. Let me see, is it really fine? I guess it's sort of unavoidable, because we can't really move our king anywhere. We'd have to go away. We need to stay within touch of this pawn, kind of, so that if they ever get close to promoting, we can try to stick our king in front. So here, we don't want to trade bishops, because that leads to a lost king and pawn endgame, so I'm going to just go way over here. Oh, okay. Looks like I completely forgot this idea. Yeah, there's a famous Fischer game where Fischer uses this. He just puts his king behind the pawn. Bishop a4 loses a tempo, and the game is what it says. Bishop f3 and getting bishop c6. Yeah, maybe I should turn my brain on. This is not easy like last time. So we move our bishop over here, and they're gonna try to play bishop d7 and chase our bishop out, and then move their bishop again. Because if they can get their bishop on like h3, they can just play d7 and d8. So I need to be ready to switch sides. I don't want to move my bishop off this diagonal yet, because they'll play d7, and that's bad. But I need to be ready so that when they play bishop d7, I can come to the other diagonal. Yeah, looks like I've completely forgotten what kind of waiting moves I should play. So I'm keeping on the diagonal, but now I'm in time to stop bishop c6. Yeah, I kind of remember all this now. It's a good thing I'm looking at it. Okay, so for this one, we're not able to... So normally you can defend this kind of position by putting your king on c8 and your bishop on e8, or vice versa. But here they are controlling e8, so we can't do that. So we have to go behind the pawn. And this requires actual calculation, because you might not always be able to accomplish that goal. Here, bishop a4 is not good, because their plan is bishop f3 and bishop c6, and you need your king on c5 before they play bishop c6, so that's why we go here. Because it requires them to spend this extra move that we can use to bring the king at the right spot. Anyone who's unfamiliar with Chessable, they make you do everything 3 times unless you... I think there's a setting where you can tell them not to. But I don't see anything wrong with doing it 3 times. It takes like a minute, not a big deal. It's supposed to use science to help you remember to learn things. Something like that. That's what I heard anyway. Okay, so that's a wake-up call. First puzzle of the day. And I messed up. Let me see. Yep, still alive. Alright, it only took me 3.5 minutes to mess that one up completely. Okay. Now let's actually think. So we are winning here. Their king is cut off. We have bishop controlling e8. But they want to play bishop king g7, king f6, king e5, like what we saw. So the way we win is bishop f3. Yeah, I think bishop f3 just does it. And this is that lost king pawn game that I mentioned a minute ago. Okay. So here it's black and we're defending. I think we just have to not allow bishop c6. Alternate move. Okay, if you say so. Guess I'll play the only other legal move. Not let them promote. Do it again. Maybe bishop to f1. As you can see, I just don't remember. Alright, now if I play bishop f1, bishop c6, I can just play bishop h3. And if they play any move like bishop g4 or bishop h3, I can just play bishop back to b5. So I think this is good. Oh, for crying out loud. Knight of the... Alright, there we go. No more alternate moves. Short diagonals. Let's see. Am I playing white? Yeah, I'm playing white. So I can play bishop to c8. They could play like any move. I'd play bishop b7. They'd have to play bishop to e2. I'd play like bishop c6. They play bishop a6. And I play bishop b5. And their bishop's trapped. So I think that's the answer. Let me just play it. So I go here. And I'm like, I'm going to push you out. Get out. And then I'll pick a move like bishop c6, because why not? I like to just copy them for whatever reason. And then trap their bishop. They have to move something. If they play king to b5, we play bishop d7. If they move the king anywhere else, we take their bishop. If they move the bishop, we push the pawn or take the bishop. Depends on where they go. Okay. Hello, Blitzical. Welcome. Hope you can like see and hear me and everything just fine. Okay, so they played a waiting move, but like it's no difference, right? I think it's just the same. Alternate moves driving me nuts. It's the same, just for controlling the other square. Okay, so in this example, playing black. We're defending. They probably want to play bishop f8. I think they should have gone the other way. I think they should have played king g8. Because I could play king g6, and when they play bishop f1, I could play bishop f4, and when they play, for example, bishop c5, I could play bishop h6, and I think there's no way they can squeeze me out. Alternate. These alternates are killing me. Okay, so after king g6, what else could I do? I mean, instead of king g6. Maybe I could even play king e6. King e6, bishop f1, bishop f4, bishop c5, bishop h6. Yeah, that looks good. Does it matter if I choose one or the other? I could also play bishop e5. If I play bishop e5, bishop h6, we just go back to d6. So bishop e5, bishop to c5, bishop g7 looks normal. What if I play bishop f4? Bishop f4, bishop c5, bishop h6. Then they play bishop d4. Does it matter? I think e5's better. Okay, it's just all alternates. Don't let them promote. That's the whole story. Let's see, if they play bishop c3, I could probably play a king move like king d6. So I think that's fine. Yeah, I think I'll even do it now. Just never take that bishop because they'll get a queen. Ujawal, welcome. Fight the Fear, how are you? Good to see you. And yeah, bishop c6. Okay, let's move to the next one. I remember this one being kind of tricky. Frontal defense. So they are trying to get in front of the pawn, but I think we're just winning with like king g6, so let me be precise. Oh, they might want to play bishop h8 actually, so that's the issue. So I should bring my bishop to g7. So I'll start with king g6. I'm going to play this and this, and that's the end of the puzzle apparently. Nice to see you guys who I've not really seen in a while in the chat. Yeah, it was king g6, J-Chick. Of course, I apologize if I say anyone's names incorrectly. I always prefer to say the names right, but we don't know each other, so it's hard. Okay. This one looks like just bishop b3. Thanks for the follow, Wunstnigel. Wustennigel, maybe I should have said. I feel like that should be a U with an umlaut instead of a UE. Tricky names. Okay, so bishop, I think bishop b3. And after, let's see, what is their best defense? Basically, they want their king on e8 and their bishop on c8. So actually, I should start with bishop h5. And if they play bishop e8, that's a lost king and pawn endgame. So this makes a lot of sense. And I'll just bring my king to like c7 because they have no way of getting in. Alternate, okay. Usually in these kinds of endgames, people like to stay on the opposite color of the bishop. Okay, and then I bring the bishop to c6. Easy money. So Ballistical's asking, I probably won't play in World Open or Bradley. Well, it's not like I won't play them anymore. It's just that right now they're kind of not happening, right? When they start again, I'll think about it. I do want to play some major events, but I actually would rather play in Spain. I think that I don't really want to play these weekend crazy things anymore. Oh, sorry. It looks like I broke Chessable. 1 second. Okay, go to the homepage. Next chapter. Yeah, somehow I broke it. Sorry, everyone. I didn't know I could really break Chessable. I thought it was a pretty solid website. Okay, so we just did same color bishops. Let's do bishop against knight and one pawn. I've only played Bradley Airport one time, so I actually need to think about if I remember it being a good tournament or not as well. Okay, so here the main defensive resource, I think, is to sacrifice a minor piece for a pawn, right? So here I'm actually almost promoting. The issue is that they have options for controlling c7 with the bishop. So what I would really like to do is make it so they cannot maintain that control. And so the way that I will probably do that is with an interference. Like if they go on the g1 to a7 diagonal, I will put my knight on d6 to block the bishop. And if they go on h4 to e1, I will play knight to g3. I can also control the entire short diagonal. I could put my knight on f5 and my king on d7, and that's the end for the bishop. It has no squares. So I'm actually not worried about that. I think it's more interesting for them to play bishop c5, but in that case, I think it's just not a problem. So I will play king d7 because that's part of my plan. Oh wait, I'm playing white here. Sorry, I thought I was playing black. So black wants to do those things that I just said. I do not want to go here. I think that they'll cover it up. So let's see, with bishop c5, knight d, well, king d7. Then I have to play like bishop g1, I think, so that I don't get cut off. Yeah, I think that's the answer. I have to go here and crazy move here. Okay, what's their idea? I don't think they have like an immediate idea, so I'm gonna just bring my king over and keep bringing my king over, maybe. Hold on, if I play king d6, knight d5 check, king e5. Actually, hold on. First, king d6, king f1, bishop h2, knight d5 check, king e5, and then c7. I'm sorry, f2. That's a problem. So I actually have to play this to get back in the right circuit. Okay, now they're threatening knight e3 again, so I have to go back here. Can't believe I thought this was black to play. Okay. Feeling a little loopy today, I guess. Okay, it's a rook pawn. What do we do with the rook pawn? We could probably trap their king in the corner. Ugh, that was so dumb. And then I go here, of course. Stupid careless move. Alright, now I have to just be wise. If I play, or is either move fine here? This is something basic I should just know. If I go to f1, knight c6, king f2, knight d2, I'm losing. I have to go here. Sometimes when I think about my idea, I just play the idea move first, even though I'm like not thinking about it in this position. Like here, I knew I had to play bishop c6 and bishop h1, but I skipped a move. Too fast, not good. Okay. Should I just go in the corner? Maybe. I think I should just go in the corner. Oh wait, I'm black. Yeah, today's kind of not my day, I guess. Somewhat expectedly. Seeing everything the wrong way. I want to go on g7. I think it's Zugzwang, so I go here. Now it's important to play something like this. Alternates. What does it even mean? Do they really want me to go here? No. See, king f8's perfectly good. I'm just annoyed when... Oh, I'm sorry, king c1 is perfectly good. I'm annoyed when they kind of just reject the moves. Like, it's just the same. See, I had to put it there next move. Oof. Just getting mad. Just don't even care anymore. After that, it's very frustrating. Just any move is fine here. Like, alternate? Yeah, no kidding. Alright, there we go. Alright, they're as far away as possible. Oh yeah, knight a4 again is what they want. Let's just see why it's knight a4 in a second, so that I can rest in peace or something. I don't remember what they want. I'm just mad that they didn't like my solution. Okay, let's see. If I do this with a clear mind, what's the answer? Oh, I thought it was the same position. Yeah, something's up today. I need to go wake up or something. I played the wrong move 10 times in a row after seeing it. Okay. Let's just try to find, so before I got tilted, I actually made a legitimate mistake, and it was kind of interesting. Come on, where's the analysis even start? Okay, so if you play king b1 in this position, sorry, I don't know how to show the variations. Alright, so if I play king b1 in this position, no, not in this position, sorry. Getting very frustrated with the controls. Okay. They changed how the variations look, and I can't even read them right now. Alright, so if we play king b1 here, they play king d2, and the idea is to trap the king. King takes a1, king c1, and we've already seen this. This was the last puzzle, basically. So for that reason, we have to kind of take a indirect path to lose a tempo. King e2, king c1. We don't want to go to king b1 yet because of, I guess, king d2. So king e1, and we have to set up the same position, but after we lost a tempo with the king. But the reason that I gave my alternate move in the beginning, like I played knight d3, knight g7, I'm sorry, knight b2. I keep saying the board flipped. So after this move, I played king c1 because it has the same exact point. I'm just giving up a tempo and then I'm going for the same thing. It's kind of an unfortunate reality that there's more than one solution generally for these puzzles. There aren't that many practical endgames that you must know where there's only one move. Okay, so I'm playing white still. Need to remind myself. So, trying to promote on d8. Probably bishop d5 just wins. Like we're trying to take the knight. But I think I would rather have their knight be on d8 when I play bishop d5. So probably start with like bishop c6, knight d8, bishop d5. That's probably winning. So after bishop c6, do they have any good moves? Maybe king d6. Bishop c6, king d6. What happens next? Just king c7. Normal move. And if the king goes back to e7, then bishop b5, maybe? No, not bishop b5. Like, just bishop anywhere, like bishop back to f3. I'm going to try this move. I need to not stress about this so much. Alright, that was an alternate move. Can you believe it? Everything's an alternate move. By the way, if anyone is playing over the board anytime soon, just let us know in the chat. What are you guys working on? What tournaments might we play? And speaking of tournaments, we're probably going to have a fan tournament on Light Chess at some point in the next, like, I don't know, couple months. So if you guys are into that, you can check out the Coach Robert fan page on Light Chess, or just kind of stay tuned here. We have a Discord. You guys should join the Discord. So hit me up in the chat if you want the Discord link. It could even be something ridiculous like bishop b7, but I really don't think it is. Could be bishop e4, just a normal move. Bishop e4, knight d6. They can't take the bishop, so maybe it's bishop d5, knight d6, king c7. No, bishop e4 is also a fine move. Seriously. Okay, so king c7. I had to play that in my variation anyway. But, like, what's the difference here? Let's see. Is it really not winning to play like bishop e4? Bishop d5, yeah, it's a mistake. So I didn't really want bishop d5 in the first place. Bishop c6 wins. That was my alternate move that I played. It does not even mention bishop e4, so I'm going to check this with their analysis board. Hold on, how do I... this is so frustrating sometimes. I wish you could make moves with the arrow keys. That's kind of my reflex all the time. Alright. So we're going to analyze this position. It would also be nice if you could navigate the variations in the analysis board. But we're not there yet. Alright, so bishop e4. It says it's a draw after knight d6. Somehow I just don't believe it. Oh, knight e8. I completely forgot about this. See, if it was given to me as black to play, I would definitely find knight e8. But okay, so bishop c6 controls the e8 square, which is part of why it works so well. So really, I need to stop this maneuver. But the move that they suggested was king c7. So when they play knight d6 here, we still play bishop c6, right? Yeah, 6 of one, half dozen of another. Not really that interesting. Okay, let's see. Thanks for sharing the Discord link. Okay, so we are playing white, right? Yeah, white. So we want to play d7. The knight is on f6, and we can't take it because they'll take the pawn. So first thing we might do is like check the king, like bishop b3, see what they do. They'll probably keep a touch on the on the pawn, like they'll play king c6 or king c5. Probably king c6, although I don't know why it's better. So either one of these. And then if we play like bishop e6, that could be like maybe it's Zugzwang. Bishop b3, king c6, bishop e6, king back to c5. But when am I gonna take this knight? Need to either make their king step away or make their knight step away. So we really want a position like this, where their king is still on d5, maybe, and they can't play king c6. So I kind of want my bishop on e4. What if I just play it? Bishop e4, knight takes d7. I wonder if I can just play bishop e4 here. I definitely can't lose playing such a move. King takes f6, looks just normal. Can I just play this? Okay, so it didn't like it. I'm gonna play bishop e6, alternate. The whole world is an alternate. Maybe bishop c4. Because if king takes, looks normal. Let me just try it. Alternate, okay. I'll play a waiting move then, see how they like that. Okay, they love the waiting move, bishop a2. Bishop e6 now. No. Maybe just... I don't really want to see them play knight d5. Maybe I'll play king e6 here. Well, they're trying to set up a knight d7 type thing, maybe. So I'll play bishop b3. No? I feel like I'm playing Go Fish, not chess. I'm just kind of playing alternate moves and they're criticizing. Maybe bishop f7, because if they play bishop d7, we play bishop e8. Okay, not that. Maybe king e6, so that if they play knight d7, we play bishop d5. They love this move for some reason. Give them a check. Maybe king back to e7. And bishop e4 where I want it. Alternate? That's like an amazing move. Come on. The knight takes it and you promote in 2 moves by force. Don't call that alternate. It's just good. Okay, maybe dominate the knight because we love dominating. King e6. Maybe. Maybe yes. Okay, this is like the worst example I've seen. Normally, like I like this book, but I think even my first move is probably winning. I mean, maybe I'm just wrong and don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like there were so many like alternate moves that are very interesting, and it kind of did not honor any of them. It would be nice if there were multiple variations on chessable. Like multiple right lines. Like a position with like 5 mate in ones. Any mate in one is good, right? Okay, so we started with a check, because why not check them? Is that the only move I didn't actually officially get? Okay. I just felt like I got it all wrong, because I played so many alternates. Let's just see if there's actually something interesting about... First, let's check the first move. I think bishop e4 might win. This is draw... Oh, king e5. I did not consider king e5. I thought they would just take the bishop. And here, I was kind of thinking something like... So the reason I didn't consider king e5 is I just thought any move that they play allows me to do something useful. Like, later on they were gaga about bishop f3. But I guess here they might have some annoying checks, like knight g8, and I have to play king d7. That's not optimal at all. Okay, I have to go here. Oh, and then they can take the pawn even, so I have to go here. I would not have guessed that this is like an easy draw. Let's say I just play like this. What do? They attack the pawn? I wouldn't have guessed this. Okay, so we're threatening to promote. Oh, and king e7. This is like a puzzle by itself. I mean, it's kind of an easy puzzle, but hard to see this from far away, that when we threaten to promote in two different ways, we just... Because bishop can't beat king. This is our best option. Okay, well, this was too interesting in the end. So bishop e4, problem. Not good. It looks very nice. But if we check them... So they were giving some other move, like not king e5. Let's just switch windows. Can you guys see? Maybe I'm not even showing you guys. I'm just going to check and see. Alright, so if I switch the window, do you guys see the new window? Yeah, okay. So here they play king c5. If they play king e5, this is Zugzwang already. But if I play bishop e4, it's like the only square where I can't play bishop e6. Interesting. So why is it so important to play bishop e6? Hope you guys can forgive my deep analysis here. I think it's important to try to remember this. They just can't move either piece. Okay, so it's because it controls f5, so the king can't keep a touch on the knight, and the knight has no useful squares. And it controls g8. That was a square that ended up being kind of useful in some lines. Okay, that was all kind of good to know. I think this might be the last one. I think I just swooped my knight in on this square. No, this is not the last one. There's got to be at least one more here. Chessable's bugging out today. The next puzzle button didn't even appear for a while. Okay, let's see. For this one, we gotta play this move, like what we've seen. Okay. So I think that's it for me for now. This was bishop versus knight, and we saw bishop and pawn versus bishop. Let's see what's next on the docket for next time. I'm just not doing that great today, so I think it's better to kind of cash in and do something else under the circumstances, not even seeing the board. So we did same color bishops, we did bishop and knight. So next is opposite color bishop and two pawns against bishop. Okay, so after the next time, we will probably be finished with the basic bishop endgames. Then after that, it's rook and pawn, which maybe I'm overselling myself, but I think rook and pawn is something that I've studied a lot, and it's something like my forte in the endgame scenario. And then there's just a bunch of other extra things. There's pawn end games, which I think should probably come first, but they're kind of going in order of frequency in this book, which I think is also very reasonable. But everybody should practice their king and pawn end games. They're basically just calculation puzzles. Okay, so we'll do that next time. And it's been real, everybody. I'm going to sign off for now and see you next time.